Well, good morning, or good evening, whichever part of the world you're in, or afternoon, because I'm sure we probably have some folks over there in Europe watching us with us as well, or you may be watching in the afternoon. Who knows? Anyway, my name is Sean. This is my channel is The Guy Who Sews, and I have brought on my very, very special guest, Tasha from Tasha Quilts. She's been on a few times before, and we thought we'd come on, sew, chat, and talk about the challenge that we did back in January, how it worked out for us, if we completed it, and how it helped us out in our sewing journeys. But before we do any of that, let's go ahead and have Tasha introduce herself. So over to you.
Good morning, everybody. I am Tasha from Tasha Quilts, and I am just a girl obsessed with quilting. So I have a YouTube channel, like Sean said, where I go live on Thursdays and post videos when I get the time between wrangling kids and working the day job. And I am coming in from a snowy New York. So happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Not a problem. It's always fun to have you. And it looks like we've got quite a few viewers in the chat already. Let's see. I've been too busy talking to Tasha.
We were gabbing.
We were gabbing, but that's okay. This is how we catch up with each other sometimes. So let's see. It looks like Annette's here with us. Good morning to Miss Melanie. Good morning, Katie. You are up early this morning. It's good to see you as well. If you haven't seen Katie's channel, duck over and check it out. She should be live later on today, I think at 4 p.m. She can correct me here if I'm wrong. Good morning to Miss Candace. I think I said Annette already, but if I did, good morning to you. Candace, let's see. Lots and lots of chat, which is always good. Good morning, Miss Patricia. It's good to see you. And Miss Sandy, good morning, Miss Andy from True Blue Quilts. Good morning to you. She also has a wonderful channel. Good morning to Mr. Stephen up there with Blend Designs and Idiot Quilter. Sweet Granny, good morning to you. And let's see. Good morning, Miss Rita. She has just joined the Friends of Jack, which is our optional membership program that you can join if you want to. So welcome to that. Good evening to Miss Janet. It's good to see you. It has been a while since I've seen you. She's my friend from Western Australia. I was just thinking about her the other day, and I was like, I haven't seen Jan in a while, and it's good to see her as well. I just wish those lottery people would call me, because I keep thinking about them. Because you always, you think about someone that you haven't heard about in a while, and then they show up a couple of days later. But those darn lottery people never, ever show up. They need to, so that way I can quit my job and sew and quilt full time. Come on, Virginia lottery people, or North Carolina, I don't care, any one of you. But if you're from that Nigerian lottery that, sends you that email, no, I don't want to talk to you. Okay, good morning, good afternoon to Miss Zaza. It's good to see you. Laurie, Sherry, good morning to you. I'm going to miss people I know. Zaza, good afternoon. And Catherine, good morning. Good morning, Miss Amy. She's my friend who got me onto Art East Quilting Co. So there we go. So, all right, Katie has used her special, as part of the membership program, you can do a special shout out or a special message, and I've never seen one actually being used. It looks like Katie has done that, and it looks really cool. It says, come on, Sean, I hope you have a great day. That is Greenlandic for good morning or hello, one or the other. She'll correct me in a minute. So there we go. So what did you bring along to sew with you this morning? Because in addition to our gab, we also get a little bit of sewing in once in a while. So
we'll try. I brought some half square triangles for a quilt that I put in timeout years ago. I know some of you have been telling me to put it back in timeout, but I'm sticking with it. For this everlasting star quilt pattern that I bought for my daughter back in 2021, I think. So it's been in timeout for quite a while, and so I'm trying to get through it. How about you?
That sometimes needs to happen. You need to put stuff in the timeout. Good morning to Miss Donna. It's good to see you as well. She has a wonderful channel. Go check it out. If you want to see some legit kits actually getting done, Donna's the place to check out. If you want to see a legit kit get done very slowly, check out Tasha Quilts, The Guy Who Sews.
We're on the snail's pace of legit kits.
Hey, we're having fun with it. So that's the whole thing. And Donna was saying last night on her live, like, it's okay to go slow at these things. Like, you don't have to be the jackrabbit like she is. Like, she's really good at it. She's done a bunch of these. She knows what she's doing. Where does building the platers with fly it. So it doesn't have to be super fast. So don't ever worry if you're slow, because you will be in very, very good company of us. So there we go. Charlotte has also been a member for 12 months. That is awesome. Good morning to Miss Fallon. It's good to see you. Good morning to Miss Cora. And I saw Christina over there, and I think she's my Swedish viewer. I don't want to get her and the nice lady from Norway confused because I'll probably get in trouble if I do that. Good morning, Miss Chloe. It's good to see you. And she's been a member for about 12 months as well. I think she was my very, very first member. Good morning to Miss Susie. We have quite the crowd here this morning. Okay, so what am I working on besides Gabba Gabba? I am going to try and finish off my pigs and carrots. I have made 1 carrot. We have 6 more to make, and it looks a little wonky here, right here. But once the seam allowance goes in, apparently this is supposed to go away and look like a proper carrot. So there we go. But we'll see what happens. This has been quite an adventure because you have these wonderful templates that they gave you. And here is my public service announcement to everybody and their brother. Print at 100% scale. Don't just hit print and hope it prints out properly because it may not. The first time I printed this, it came out to about 16th of an inch, which is fairly close. But when it goes together, not so much. And so I spent probably 2.5 hours on Super Bowl Sunday. Oops, I mean the big game Sunday. I'm probably going to get delisted now for saying that. Making all these beautiful carrot bottoms, and I had to toss them all away because they were about 1/4 inch each too small. So yeah, always if you're printing something for a template, always make sure in your printer settings to 100% so that, and then measure that scale thing just to make sure you got it right. So yeah, don't do it short.
For cutting the fabric?
Yes. So what with these, and I can show, I'm pretty sure I can show because you don't know how big these are. You cut them out and they turn into like this little thing, and then you trace the fabric around that. It was like you cut the fabric to the size they tell you, like the rectangle, and then you cut it out.
That's cool.
And so yeah, anytime you do a template, just save yourself some pain. And yeah, this went a timeout for a few days as well because of that. So yeah, I know all about that. But yeah, I did a test run last night with the new template, and it came out just right. So we should be in good shape there as well. So, all right, Cora's from Indiana. Yeah, let's just put in there. I'd like to see where everyone's watching from. So I don't need cities. We do. It's good to keep privacy here on an open forum. But maybe state or province if you're in Canada, or country if you're outside of the US. As well, where is everybody watching from? I always like seeing where folks are watching from. Good morning, Miss Pat. It's good to see you. I know she's from Ontario, if I remember correctly. Okay, Donna says she's lurking while working. Friends, stop at my place Sunday for a sit and chat with. Excellent. She's going to hang out with Fallon on Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern. It's interesting because Fallon's going to be my guest here on Saturday, so it looks like Fallon's going to be quite a busy lady next week.
Butterfly.
Hey, Fallon's a wonderful lady. I love her dearly. She is a good friend of mine. And yeah, so that's gonna be a lot of fun. So definitely go over and check out Donna's live on Monday night because yeah, that'll be a lot of fun with her hanging out with Fallon. So there we go. All right. So Amy's from Georgia. Zaza says, please write the state rather than the abbreviations. That's a good point too, because us folks here in the US know most of the state abbreviations, although my coworkers ask me all the time, hey, what's ME or what's that? Why are they asking the immigrant the state codes when they've lived here all their lives? I don't know. Anyway, I digress. But yeah, it does make it easier for our international crew because there are quite a few folks watching from overseas. So yeah, that's a really good point. Thank you so much for that. Okay, Michelle the Quilter says, good morning, and Sean and Tasha from New York, 6 inches plus of snow so far. That sounds like not something I want. I'm glad you're getting it though. Good morning to Miss Paula. Okay, let's see. Laura's from Forest, Virginia, so she's a couple of hours west of me. We got to meet last year at BuiltCon. Laurie, I haven't just talked about Laurie, right? Let's see. Georgia for Amy, Wisconsin for Paula. Annette is from Lower Michigan. Let's see. I think that's all the answers we have so far. Okay, it looks like there's 2 days of sprinkles in Phoenix of snow. So that's, yeah. And then Phoenix will be having some big events in the next week or two because I think there's this quilt show out there that some people go to once in a while that I know some of my friends are going to. I actually asked someone earlier this week. I said, "Hey, do you want to come on live with me next week?" She's like, "I would love to, but I'll be in Phoenix for that quilt show." I'm like, "Oh, okay, no problem." All right, Catherine is from New Hampshire. Katie is in Greenland. I'm not even going to try and pronounce the name of the city where she comes from. Let's see. Yeah, Pat says there's so many M states, I often have to look up the abbreviations. Yeah, for some reason, that's one of those things that's kind of stuck in my head. We have states in Australia, but there's only 6 of them, so it's pretty easy to remember. There we go. Josie says, hello from North Carolina. I have my first P&Q clue to sew hummingbird. That is excellent. My first clue is floating around here somewhere.
Mine's in the mail, hopefully.
Yeah, it'll be here soon. They ran into some production delays with that. Apparently, there was like illness or injury or something to one of their staff members not on site. Yes, and they're a small company, so when one person or 2 people go out, it slows down production. But they'll get them out to you as soon as they can. They've got a wonderful tracking site that you can use to find out where yours is. I think my kit's still waiting to be boxed as well, because I was saying the other day, like Freebird, which is the tulip pink one that Ian is doing, it's going to take them 3 or 4 days to hit up all those. If you've done the monthly, apparently it's in the mail. They got those sent out already, but the boxes take a while to do. So
I think I saw that the big boxes went out of Freebird, and then they're working on the little boxes. And I'm a big box, so mine is shipped, it says.
Yeah. So, but yeah, they'll get out to you. You may have a late start, but we'll all finish at the same time. And the nice thing is you only got to wait once,
well,
which is
like
really cool.
that you think that we'll all finish at the same time, because I'll get it, and then it'll just sit. I'll be like, I want my kit, and then it'll sit in the box for a while.
Yeah, and that's okay too. You sew on your own thing. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and preach, well, you need to finish on time, because the art is so for Alice in Wonderland finished last May, and I'm still got 3 blocks to do. And the next one's like the big mumbo jumbo too. Like it's the Queen of Hearts, and it's like got these cards, and that thing's gonna be a monster. Like it may be 2026 before I finish that one. So
I'm really gonna try though to finish it. It's my first one, my first mystery quilt like this, so I definitely want to try to get. And it's 1 block a month, right? Like I can do that. I think
it is. And the nice thing about these is the large ones take a little bit longer. And I've done one large, and this will be my 5th small. I think this is the 5th one. They usually only take like 45 minutes to an hour. Like, once you get used to them, it might take you a bit longer if it's your first time, but it's all pre-cut, so you don't have to, cut anything. You just unpackage it and get going. So they go together pretty quickly. I mean, that's one of their selling points, that they say it goes together, in about an hour. And especially for the small, I would say that is pretty darn close to the amount of time. Sometimes it's a little more, sometimes it's a little less. I think the last clue for Wild West, I think took me about 40 minutes all up, and that was including setting up the camera for filming and everything else. So yeah, they're a great project. I've seen a lot of people do them as beginner projects, like introducing themselves how to sew and quilt. So I think you'll rock it. I mean, if you can do all that stuff that you're doing there right now, you'll knock out this puzzle mystery quilt with no issues. Patricia says she likes to build up a few clues and do them all together, and that's always a good idea too. I mean,
I do that the same thing with TV shows. I like to make sure there's a few episodes to binge before I start. So Patricia,
you and me both. I usually wait till it's a whole season. Like
me too.
I sometimes, some of those ones that they do like the half season break. I'll wait till that's all done, and then I'll watch it during the break, or I'll wait till the whole season's done, depending on how badly I want to see the show and how likely it is that one of my workmates is going to sit there and spout off all the spoilers. Like
the only show that I keep up with for sure is like House of the Dragon, the Game of Thrones shows. We always kept up with those, but other than that, because those get spoiled easily.
Yeah.
I have like a whole season of the Great British Bake Off to watch that I'm off work next week. So, and I just ordered a TV for my sewing room. So I'm going to be getting caught up on my shows. I'm excited.
Oh, there you go. That is awesome. All right. So, Linda from Irish Sail Lady is here with us. Good morning as well. Good morning to Miss April. So that's good morning to both of you. And if you have channels, there's a lot of my content creator friends are here. Please go ahead and put your channel links in. It should be your you should have a unique link. It should be exclamation point, and usually it's your first name. So please feel free to put those in, and that way my other viewers can go ahead and take a look at your channels if they're not already subscribed. So there you go. Janine says she enjoyed the PMQ that she did. Maybe she'll do another one someday. That is awesome. And then Alan says here, your first PMQ was super exciting. I stayed on track with the first one. After that, I had fun, but it wasn't as exciting. That's that's true. It's like that with a lot of things. Like the first one's always special. That sort of thing there. I stay caught up because I'm an ambassador and I'm asked to put stuff out fairly quickly after, like each month. So that kind of helps me. Otherwise, I think I'd fall behind too. But a lot of people like to do what they call a great cotton cuts catch up. So you do like you save up 3 or 4 and you do it all together. So there you go. Okay. Excellent. That's right, Pat. I forgot that was today. She says John at Art East has a free half rectangle triangle tutorial at 1 p.m. Eastern today. So yeah, definitely go check that out if you're able to, because working with these half square triangles or whatever they call them can be a little challenging, especially if you don't print out the template correctly. So yeah, and John does such a wonderful job with his tutorials. So definitely go check that out. It's free over on his site. You should be able to go over to Art East.
And then if you like the half square rectangle, after you do that, I think Andy's got like a lot. I feel like Andy loves the half square rectangle.
Yeah, I don't mind them. Like, I've done a bunch of them in the past. This template thing's a new way of doing it. Like he switched over to doing it this way. I was quite content with the old way that they used to do it, but you follow the pattern because that way it's correct. So there you go. Good morning, good afternoon to Miss Carey. She says hello to all from snowy and sunny Norway. It's good to see you. S. Lopez is here with us as well. Good morning to you. Andy says she does make a lot of blocks with half square rectangle.
You know what we mean.
Whatever it is, because it's not a square. How can it be a half square triangle when it's a half square rectangle?
Half rectangle triangles.
That's what she's saying. HRTs. I keep thinking, every time I say HRT, that's Hampton Roads Transit, which is our public transport here in this area. So I'm getting confused. It's kind of like when they talk about college sports and they talk about the SEC conference, for instance. I worked at Chick-fil-A for 4 years, and SEC on the screen always meant sausage, egg, and cheese biscuits. So
I like that version better.
I know, right? I always see the SEC conference. I'm like, it's a sausage, egg, and cheese conference. So I'm just weird. Sandy's asking Stephen when his virtual retreat is. I think it's usually in the spring, like March or April. And that's always a lot of fun too. Stephen does a virtual retreat. It's twice a year. It's on Zoom and it's always completely free. It's something that he does for his viewers. I think it's fantastic. If you get a chance to, if you're able to make it to one of those, definitely go check it out. It's always a lot of fun. It always seems to be on weekends that I'm like super, super busy, so I don't make it very often, but they're always a lot of fun. So that's something to keep in mind as well. Okay, so let's see. What were we going to talk about today? We were going to talk about the challenge we did, correct?
Correct.
So late last year, what was it, September, I think it was, you did a sew every day
in September.
For a month.
Yep.
And you did shorts every day, which I'm just impressed by, because trying to do a video every day is more than a challenge, especially when you work full time. And you have 2 little kids running around as well, which I don't know how you manage to do all that. So, my hats off to you on that. And you posted that. And so I came to you late last year and said, hey, how about we do this together? Like in January, let's start off with a resolution that we would both actually enjoy doing, because a lot of us say, okay, we're going to lose weight, we're going to go exercise, we're, not going to eat sugar, all this stuff that you want to, it's kind of like signing up for prison, stuff that you don't really want to do, but you feel like you should. I know I'm terrible. But I figured, okay, let's do something fun. Like we all like to sew. So why don't we just dedicate ourselves to, 15 minutes or more every day? And we also told each other that there'd be a consequence if we failed to do a day, which was give each other a fat quarter. So before we go any further, how many fat quarters do you owe? Okay, that is awesome. I'm so proud of you. And unfortunately for you, there'll be no fat quarters coming your way either. So we actually did complete the challenge. I've actually continued it on. I've been in my sewing room at least 15 minutes every day since. I just figured, okay, we gave we gave it a good shot. Why quit? So it's been good for me. So what was your big takeaway from it? Like what was good? Did you like it, hate it? Did you
So
cringe some days?
yeah, so I have found that because like you said, I did it in September and then I did it in January, that the January month was much harder for me. And it is because my husband works extra when it's snowing. And so we have had an incredible winter here in New York. Like it feels like the 1990s, like I'm a kid again. So it was a lot harder juggling my personal life and sewing. I wish sewing was cardio. I'd be skinny. You and me both,
I know,
Candace.
right? We need to put that on a t-shirt.
So I found that it was much more challenging and therefore not as enjoyable for me this January as it was last September because I, was sometimes, my husband worked 30 days straight or something like that. And so he would usually, wrangle the kids, get them in bed, and I could come down and sew in that September timeframe, not so much in January. So I did keep up with it. I'm still glad I did it. I had fun. I do wish I was a smidge more organized going into it, which was my goal, but I didn't achieve it because like some days I was like, oh, what am I going to do? It wasn't like always clear, but I definitely think I would love to. And I like gave up on my shorts. It was just like way too much trying to sew and video and everything with him working so much. So I do think I would do it again, but in the summertime when there is no snow and my husband is present, so I have that support to get through it. But I got through one block of Skulliver. I trying to think of what else I did. Bunch of little things. And so I thought it was really good. How about you?
Oh, I had a few things to say. Now I've forgotten all of them.
Oh,
Um,
sorry.
oh no, you're fine. It's not your fault. My short-term memory is horrible. And then you were also sick at the beginning of the month too, which didn't help.
Oh, that's true. I forgot. I started off with the dreaded 2020 special of
Yes, because I also, because you got that and you were like super tight. 'Cause, when I had it a few years ago, it
yeah.
made me super tight. And I even told you, look, if you need to take a couple of days off and start this late, like I'm not going to penalize you. Like I totally understand. So, you were a trooper. Like the fact that you did it while having that was amazing. But yeah, I mean, it was good for me. Like I went into it, I think going with a plan of what you got to do each day helps. That's kind of
Yeah.
something I did mentally. Like I said, okay, well, like one night I would work on Toasty, and the next night I would work on an Art East project, and the next day I'd work on something else. And I think going into it with like some sort of a plan, like or a schedule, helps you immensely because that way you kind of say, okay, well, this is what I'm going to do today. So for me, that helped. But it's interesting to hear you say like the time of year makes a difference too, because that's not something I would have thought of. But it
Yeah, me
would make it,
neither.
it would make, now that you say it, it does make a lot of sense that it would be harder or easier on certain times of the year, depending on your own situation. So, yeah, maybe we should do it again in the summertime and see what happens.
Yeah, definitely.
There you go. All right, let's see. Lots and lots of chat again. Good
Oh,
morning, Miss
Donnell's here.
Donnell.
Yeah. Oh, looks like they're having some exclamation point. They're trying to get somebody's channel to post.
Whose channel are we trying to post? Because
I don't know if you're interested,
Crystal
but I
Drag. I
figured
don't know
out.
that I have. I don't know if we have crystals. Hang on.
Oh, it looks like Andy could post the link though.
Yeah, well, that's fine. I need to add it to Nightbot anyway. So
Do you want me to send you the little thing that I figured out for Nightbot where if they, I think it's just
yeah, it's
exclamation
called
point.
Selfie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have that. All right. So it's Crystal Dragon we're trying to do, right? I'm going to put it down as exclamation point Rita.
Real life tech support.
Oh, no, you're
Well,
fine.
doesn't
That's what I'm saying. Like,
disappoint.
yeah, if we ever find a situation where someone's here with a channel but we don't have it, we can always just add it real quick. It's not a. I always keep Nightbot up, and so that way, if we need to add somebody, but anyway, now we should be good. So if we put in exclamation point Rita, we should get the Rita's Crystal Dragon House of Creations pop up. Come on, work. Please work. There we go. So now we're good. So Rita, yeah, if you ever want to put your channel link in here, you just got to put exclamation point Rita. And that goes for the same for anyone else that wants to check out Rita's channel. So that is now fixed. That should be a permanent fix. So there we go. So yeah, that is easy to fix. So there you go. Not a problem. This is like I thought we had everybody, but once in a while we find someone that I've missed, and if that's the case, yeah, just tag me in the chat or send me an email or something like that afterwards and say, hey, you've missed me. Can you add me? And I'll be like, sure, no problem.
Sean's got impeccable customer service and IT skills.
Hey, I try. Well, I do customer service for a living, so sometimes people are happy, sometimes they're not. You can't please everybody.
That's true.
And if you think you can, go work customer service for 6 months and come back and tell me how it worked out for you. Good morning, Miss Kathy. It's good to see you as well. It's good to see each and every one. We got 70-some people here already, and it's not even 8:30. Like, I'm just amazed at how many folks. Yeah. How many folks show up every day? Like, we are up early, East Coast, and if you think about Central and Mountain, like, and then even what's it called, Pacific. I'll get it right in a minute. It's super early there. So
a lot of the times I will wake up around 8 o'clock, or like I usually lounge in bed for a little while, and I'll wake up and I'll log in and say good morning to everyone, and then I just fall right back to sleep, and then I could come back like 30 minutes later, see what's going on, fall back to sleep.
Hey, that's fine. Later. You leave it running though, right?
Yes, I do. Get that one.
Oh, yeah, that's watch hours. So, I'm fine with that. Yeah. So if you wake up, you say good morning and fall back asleep, that it doesn't hurt my feelings. Like, I know I'm on super early. But someone's got to start the party off. Although now my friend Leanna, she gets up the crack of dawn and is live a lot of times bright and early. If you haven't checked out her channel, she's the pastry queen. Farm Adventures. I just threw her link up there as well. She is often live at like 6 or 7 in the morning. Like, I'm rolling out of bed, getting ready for work, and she's live. So, I can't really say that I'm the one kicking off the weekend anymore, because Leanne has kind of taken that title, and she could have it. Like, I'm fine to hand the torch over to her and say, hey, the super early morning birds can go visit you first, and they come over and visit us. So that works for me too. All right, let's see.
Katie says she never went to sleep last night.
She's like that sometimes. I don't. Yeah. I couldn't handle that.
Someone said they're making their last Joann's trip. Bummer.
Yeah. That's sad. Because a lot of the stores are closing. There's like 5 in our area, and 3 of them are closing. The one I normally go to, thankfully, is not. But yeah, a lot of them are.
Mine is.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens with them. I think they may probably go to like a more online model. Like, they'll have some stores and go to a more online model. It's kind of my guess, but I don't have any insider information. I have no connection to them whatsoever. But I'm thinking what they're probably doing, and I could be very wrong on this. I'm thinking the stores with the least amount of lease time, unless they're super profitable, the ones with the least amount of lease time left are probably the ones they're closing. Because I've seen comments on different threads and stuff where People are like, why are they closing this one when this one's not as good? Store A may have 6 months left on their lease versus 3 years. You got to close the one or 6 months because it's less money to pay out.
The termination
So
fees. Yep.
that's just my best get, my uneducated guess.
It's a very educated guess. That's yeah. But yeah, for me too is like I have a local quilt shop, a couple, one that's very local to me, 5 minutes away, and then all the rest of them are about 40 minutes away.
Yeah.
But none of them carry a lot of solids. So which is it, the clay one, Janine, that's staying open? Because I usually go to the one in Fayetteville, and I think that one's closing.
Yeah. The one I go to is, I've always been happy there. The staffing is usually really, really good. The other one that's close to me in Hampton, that one looks like it. I was surprised it hasn't closed before now, because it looked like it was going out of business 3 or 4 years ago. So, actually, I think this is the one that's staying up. Is that the one that's staying open?
Oh my God, I thought I was getting close to done. Look at all of these still to go.
It's like when you climb a mountain, you always think you're at the top and you crest the summit, and then there's another ridge.
I do love these colors though. 2021 Tasha, or 2020, whenever, pick some good colors.
Yeah. I have some long time.
Well, I forgot about. Yeah. Janine, I forgot about the one in clay, to be honest with you, because I always go to Fayetteville. So maybe, and you live close to clay. Maybe I'll have to, when I plan my next Joanne's trip up to clay, we'll have to meet and shop and shop together.
There you go. Yeah, I've always liked them, but I found for solids, Fact Water Shop was really good for them.
That's usually what I do.
Yeah. I'm lucky because Fabric Hut, which is a store, it's about 40 minutes from me. It's actually closer to my office than it is to my house. They carry like every cone of color, and then they have some of the other ones as well. So, but yeah, it is hard to find solids in any shop. Joann's was always like, they had some solids, but never the colors I wanted. So I usually drove up the Fabric Hut anyway, and Fabric Hut was always cheaper than Joann's for fabric, unless it was on a super sale anyway. So
I've heard there's a Mennonite shop near me. Janine might know what I'm talking about.
So you're also the wrong
carry a lot of Dakota solids. I don't know. Janine probably does know. I feel like Janine's been out shopping everywhere longer than I have, but I've been meaning to go out and check them out.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Joann's store. Yeah, people ask about the list. Let's see, there is a list somewhere.
There is definitely a list that was as part of their bankruptcy filing, and if you search around on the internet, it's out there.
Yeah. I've seen. Yeah, if you search for it, it'll pop up. It's not. I don't want to buy a subscription. Where are you? Yeah, a lot of them want you to keep on their website. Okay, I can't find the list here immediately. Yeah, if you search for it, you'll find it there pretty quickly. Okay, good morning to Miss Shannon. It is good to see you. She is also one of my wonderful resources, along with Donna, on anytime I have a question about Toasty or FPP or legit kits, I reach out to Shannon and or Donna and ask some questions, because, hey, they know what they're talking about and I don't. So, if you have access to those sort of folks, definitely make use of it. Like, for me, it might be a silly question, but, we're all here to help each other. So, and I'm very thankful that I have that resource at hand. Okay, let's see. Trying to do the next step. Trying to do one of these patterns on a live is always a challenge, because I'm likely to make a mistake. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1/4 fish alive. So I successfully made all my carrots, which is good.
It's cute.
And so now we'll attach them together. There's going to be a row of 3 and then a row of 4. And then once that's all done, they will go on top of Piggy Piggy. I don't know where Piggy Piggy went, but there. No, that's that horse. Got the whole farm here. Oh, come on, Pig, where are you? There you are. Okay, so yeah, once the carrots get done, they will be atop of this little Piggy. And then tomorrow they release it because they're doing one block each fortnight or every 2 weeks. So the next one comes out tomorrow, and I'd like to be done by then. Yeah, I will, but I make no promises.
Janine, that's right. Finger Lakes Fabrics is the one right near me. And then Spring Lakes Fabrics, that is the name. I met her at the Spring Lakes Fabrics at a quilt shop or a quilt show up in Cicero. And she was so nice. And she was like, I have tons of solids. And I was like, I got to come find you. And I never did. It's like been a year. But thank you. I'm going to actually write that down. Spring Lakes.
Yeah, if you can find a quilt shop that sells a lot of solids, go ahead and go in, check them. It's nice. It's really, really valuable, and support them because it's not very common, and it's really nice being able to go in and see them in person because I find watching them see them on online, and depending on your brightness settings and everything else, and your phone or computer or tablet or whatever you use to order with. It's not always the same. So there's nothing like being able to shop in person for that sort of stuff there. So if you have a quilt shop that has it, yeah, definitely go support them and do it that way because it helps out a small business, first of all, and secondly, it makes your life a whole lot easier.
See, I knew Janine would know. She's like, yes, her name is Arlene. Janine knows it all. Yes, she was wonderful.
Yeah, very good. So good girl. Okay. Katie says she's going to try and start sewing her legit kit around July or August. At least I'm trying to talk myself into it. Yeah, getting started for me was the hardest part. Like I kept putting it off because it did kind of intimidate. It really, really intimidated me. But once you get started, it's fairly easy. Like even for someone that doesn't know what they're doing, it worked out pretty well. And the nice thing with those is they're a series of blocks. And so like you don't have to start at A1 and work your way down. I would say start with the easiest block first and then just work your way down. A1 I think was just so happened to be one of the easier blocks for my pattern, but if it was C6 or something else, like something in the smack bang in the middle was the easiest block, that's the one I would definitely do first. Katie says she's very intimidated. Maybe we should have like some sort of like Zoom event or something where anyone that wants to start an FPP project or needs a little bit of guidance. I don't know that I'm the right teacher, but maybe we could do that one day when I have nothing else going on.
Katie, do you already have a pattern in mind for your legit kits? Like, do you own one?
Katie has it. She got it last year. It's the big Ursula. It's the polar bear one.
Oh.
Yeah, so she has the kit. She has everything. She just needs the motivation or encouragement to get started. And I've been trying to encourage her to get started, but it's an intimidating step. It really is. Like I went through that as well. I totally get it. But if it's not something you get super used to, it's really getting started and actually, getting moving on it is the hardest step. But you just need to find the easiest block with it and just give it a go.
Now, Sean, are you doing anything like when you're did you do anything to organize your legit kit? I know that you're using your own fabrics, but like there are a lot of people who like use binders or folders and have like a whole system. Or are you just pulling a block and kind of doing piece by piece, block by block?
Organization for these is key. That's something that a lot of people will drill into you, and it's definitely key. Now, I do have file folders and all that sort of stuff there, but I haven't used it because I'm lazy. What I have done, and this is a good question, thank you for asking it. Hang on, that's not it. Well, for the little pieces, like the ones that are quarter yard or more, I have bought fabric for and have labeled those. Other than that, I'm just pulling from my scrap bucket. I have these all organized by color. But for the bigger pieces, I actually, right now, I just have them in a bag and I have the color on there. And that works for me. But I think at some point I will do, yeah, I'll put them in the file folders because I think that'll be easier going forward. But yeah, definitely have some sort of organization, especially for the bigger pieces, if you don't have the kits. Like if you pull on your, well, if you do have a kit, but a lot of people use like the file folders and that sort of thing there, which I think was probably the way to go, to be honest.
Yeah. Katie, I think if you look at Shannon Slay Art's channel, Shannon, I can't remember, even though I Instagram messaged you. I think there was a video that was like organizing my Skulliver or something. She had a video or a live where she organized hers. I still have mine just in the box. But I am thinking about trying to organize it a little bit better, but because I do think you can be more efficient if you organize it. There's actually someone on TikTok, if you're on TikTok, who just finished Toasty, the big one. And she had a few videos on how she organized it. But yeah, there's definitely getting organized is, I think.
Yeah, Janine says she uses hanging file folders a lot. Yeah, there's quite a few out there. I think the main reason I haven't really messed with the file folders yet is I have, I think, 9 colors that are a quarter yard or more. And then I actually had one of my viewers finish off the Vortex, the monthly block of the month. She had scraps left over from hers, and she said, she knew I was doing Toasty. She's like, would you like the scraps, like the leftovers? I'm like, absolutely. Yeah, please send them my way. And they're all in Ziploc bags, individually tagged as well. So because I think that's probably the main reason I haven't switched over is because all that stuff's tagged, and I'm not in a huge rush to get it done.
Right.
Like if this was my main focus project, then yes, I think I'd spend the hour or two that it would take me to put it all together. But because I'm just doing it bit by bit, if it takes me an extra, minute or so to pull out a couple extra bags of fabric each time, it's really not going to hurt me. So, but if it's something that you want to do, like more than one, like if it's something that you plan on doing a lot of, like more than 1 or 2 kits, I think it's wise to go ahead and do the file folder system because the fabric codes stay the same across all their projects. Right. So that is something else to keep in mind. So I don't know. I'll probably switch over to the file folder system at some point, but not just yet.
I think, Katie, if you watched a few videos at first, it would seem at first watching those organization videos, freaked me out a little bit more because I'm like, oh my God, this is so much. But eventually after I watched a couple, I was like, oh, okay, it's a lot, but it's not too bad. So maybe watching some videos might help too.
Yeah, that's very, very true. All right. So Shannon says she does have one. So that is awesome. Rita says she puts in a scrapbook with a large plastic sleeves or use a plastic folder that allows for the plastic sleeves instead of the Ziploc bags. Oh, okay. That's an idea. Like those expandable things. Yeah. The only reason I had the file folder stuff and that is my wife had one of those things floating around at the, from her old classroom and she wasn't going to use it anymore. And I'm like, well, I'll just take it home and use it for Toasty. And I haven't got around to it yet, but I'll probably switch over to it at some point. Yeah, Patricia uses an accordion folder too. So yeah, there's all sorts of different options. I think it all depends on how many fabrics you have, and that sort of thing there. So
yeah, and Katie brings up the point that the videos are great, but I might not have access to those things, and that's true too. So that's a little bit
I was thinking about that
challenge she's got.
Yeah, she hasn't got a Walmart down the street there in Greenland. So.
I'm just doing all mine out of the box so far. So
yeah, but even if you do the Ziploc bags, Katie, the other option you have too is like you just do the blocks with the same colors first. Like if the top left-hand corner, for instance, is all like 5 or 6 colors all together, you do those first, and then move your way down, and that way you're not having all this stuff sitting here looking at you all at once. If that makes sense. All right. Shannon says, for me, it was all about getting it organized and out of the way so I could focus on just the pieces I am working on at the time. Having it all out intimidated the heck out of me. Yeah, that's why I just pull out the bags. Like if I'm working on a block and it needs, 4 different colors, I pull like those 4 bags and just pull from that. And that kind of the same thing, just in a different way. And that works. So yeah, watch some videos, see what works for you, and just have some fun with it. And just think of it as like 48 little projects. Like for those big things, I think it's like 6 by 8 usually. If I was looking at Toasty as a whole, that thing would it did, and it still does to an extent, intimidate the heck out of you. But if you're just looking at one little block at a time or one little piece at a time, like one little section, it becomes far, far more manageable. You've really got to break it down into small, think of it as a ton of little projects, and that becomes a lot less intimidating when you look at it that way. Oh,
Oh,
Janine finished the Legit Kit line last night.
I just looked at it. She posted it in my Facebook group, and it is a stunner.
I'm going to go check that out later. That sounds really, really fun.
Is it okay if I show it, Janine? I don't think she'd mind.
Let's say I don't care if you do. I mean, I love seeing what other people do. That is
How
amazing.
cool is that?
Yeah, I know Donnell's working on a lion too, but I think she's doing it in like Detroit Lions blues. If I remember correctly. Okay, so apparently there's no Ziploc bags where she lives, so that makes it hard to.
Do you use?
Yeah.
Well, you probably don't have paper plates either. I love using paper plates to organize things too. Like, and then you can stack them.
Yeah, the most challenging part there, I think, for Katie is what she has access to.
Yeah.
So
that's amazing, Janine, and the quilting is gorgeous.
Okay, so she says Donald says that's correct, that she's doing in Detroit Lions blues, so that's awesome.
It's a stunner.
It's scary, but I'm actually thinking about getting another Legit Kit pattern in the near future. So I won't say which one it is. You'll have to wait. But they will be vending at the Mid-Atlantic show in a couple of weeks. And so if they have it in stock there, I think that's what I'll be leaning towards. So envelopes would also work, says Rita. That might be an option. So Katie will figure out something, I'm sure. You know, she's a smart lady.
Got some glue and some paper. You can make your own envelopes. She's gonna have to really be roughing it.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what creative solution she comes up with.
I wonder if she could use some of the plastic bags that the Legos that her husband makes comes.
Oh yeah.
You know, like those things come in little plastic bags. Maybe she could just commandeer some of those.
Andy, I was thinking the same thing. Like, it sounds like she needs a care package.
I know we might have to do that.
Fallon says, Sean, you're planning another one already?
I am. Never thought I would say that. I know which one I want to get. I know it's, again, I will do the my own fabrics. This one will look amazing, I think, with batiks and stuff I have on hand. And I think this one will be a little more flexible with the colors I can use. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Good morning, Miss Janice. It's good to see you. She was on Donna's channel recently. I think she did an interview with Donna. Is that correct? Please tell me I'm correct.
Yep.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, all the things Katie says, all the things we take for granted here, you won't find here. Yeah, that makes it hard. I knew you guys were limited as to what you could get your hands on, but I did not realize it would be that limited. So I am learning as we go along here too. So this is looking amazing. I like this background fabric a lot.
I like that, like, solid looking, but not quite solid.
Yeah, I got it from Joanne. I ordered it about a month ago, I think it was. Once I signed up for this project, I just typed in like green grunge because that's kind of the effect I wanted, and this is kind of what it is.
Oh, is that
And
what people mean when they say grunge? Is that what that
yeah,
is?
well, at least in my little world, it is.
Oh, it's kind of like
Someone can
this
come up.
blue I use, my scrappy blue that I'm using.
Yeah, it's like a blender or a grunge. I mean, that's kind of this is what I envision when I see grunge as this green, like that sort of thing. I mean, I have different colors. I have some pink, some purple. Actually, the piggy's also a grunge, or a grungish type thing. You look at little piggy.
Oh, I love that. So cute.
Yeah. So
I love that kind of fabric.
yeah, because it's solid. It's like a solid, but it gives you just a little bit of texture. And
Yeah.
so, I was looking at, I went on the Joanne and just to see if they had something, and I think when I bought it, it was like $6.99 on sale, and then I got another 20% off somehow. So like I bought 5 yards for like $27. So
Can't beat that.
no, I couldn't. And then I actually have a very similar color for the Anna Green Gables that I'm going to start at some point. And it's not far off the one that I'm using for, well, it's not a grunge, but where's Horsey? Come here, horse. See, a similar color. This is a
Yeah.
print. I don't know. When it comes to a farm, I feel like you've got to have fields and grass and green. Like it has to be the background as a green, whether it's this one or the carrots. So
I like it.
Andy says the two other blender lines that are kind of modeled are Motor Marbles and Shadow Play. And I think the pink is actually from Northcott. I'm almost certain it's a Northcott fabric. Hang on a second, it's right here. Oh, Mr. Selvage, what do you tell me? Yeah, this is a Northcott fabric. Okay, I was right. How about that? I'll fold that back up later. Okay, where was I? Okay. Apparently, go ahead.
I recently started, a new craft. I feel like it's quilt adjacent because maybe someday, but I like started doing some cross stitching with just black thread. I think it's called black, oh god, some sort of embroidery. I found this like it's like a mystery quilt, but it's a mystery stitching. She does a new little section each week, and I'm trying to get caught up. Do you have any secondary hobbies to your quilting?
No, I've actually thought about cross stitch, but then I was like, I'm going to get into this, and then I'm not going to have enough time for quilting, and that's going to make me sad. But there are some really, really, really neat cross stitching sites out there. I think there's one called I think it's called Fangirl Stitches, and she does a lot of stuff like with Harry Potter and superheroes and all that sort of stuff. All these free, I think they're free patterns and that sort of thing there. So yeah, cross stitch has very, very much interested me, but I'm really, really, I just don't have time to start another hobby. So
can you see that? Okay.
Yes, I did see you post something on your Facebook or something like that recently. I was like, oh, she must have taken up cross stitchings. But
I used to do it a while. It's nice because I can just sit on the couch with a kid attached to me. I do EPP that way too. But usually when like this past Thursday, I had to cancel my live because one of my kids just needed their mom. So it was nice I could sit there and cross stitch with a kid, glued to my side. And still get something done and be their emotional support stuffed animal.
Yes, absolutely. Finley likes to do that to one of us too. Like she always has to sit with somebody. So I definitely get that. All right. Sandy says she loves Northcott fabrics. Yeah, they're fun. I really like their fabrics too. I buy a lot of their stuff when I need like a blender or something like that. Yeah, usually when I need a blender, that's like the Fabric Hut stocks a lot of that as well. And that's kind of like the first section I'll go to for a blender is Northcott. I just think their fabrics are beautiful. They're really nice. I believe it's a Canadian company, but a lot of places here in the U, or at least around here, most of the quilt shops stock at least some of it. So yeah, definitely check that out as an option because I've found they're very, very good. Motors Grunge line is fantastic as well. I've used theirs in the past. just, yeah, look around. Just type in grunge if you want and just see what options pop up as well. So there you go. Rita says she makes a wood peg looms and making rugs when I want a break from quilting. That is fun. Andy says she did a lot of cross stitch in high school and college. Now I knit when she's not quilting. And my wife's a fantastic knitter. She does a lot of, I tell her she's a champion knitter because she's won more blue ribbons at the state fair than I'll ever win. So she's even got one of them purple rosettes for best in section. I'm a little jealous, and that's okay, but
Who is it
good
that
for
has
her.
the ribbons? I missed it.
My wife.
Oh, your wife.
Yeah, for knitting. Like, she's a fantastic sock knitter, especially. Oops, broke my thread again. Yeah, no, she enters the state fair most years. She didn't last year, but every other year that I have, she has. And the first year she got second, and then the second year she got first, and best in section for her shawl that she made. And that was funny because she told me, like, we're getting ready to enter it. And she's like, I don't know if I should enter this. I don't know if it's any good. I don't know if the judges will like it. I'm like, just enter the darn thing. It's $1, just see what happens. And she won best in section for it. So
It's amazing.
yeah, if you're on the fence about it, just enter it and see what happens. You may surprise yourself. So I think I have more ribbons than her now, but she's definitely has more higher colors than me. I got 1 second.
I don't know if you saw at the beginning of the live, someone named Charlotte.
Yes.
Was a member for a year?
12 months.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And then I think Katie had hers pop up too.
Yep,
We've had a few people that are 12 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chloe.
I want to make sure we got Charlotte a shout out.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, anyone that has the little red star next to them, like if you look at Katie's right now, the red star is 12 months or more. There's a few
I don't see the stars
next to her name. Oh, you should see it.
Well, I'm in the StreamYard chat, not in YouTube, maybe.
Oh, okay. That's why you wouldn't see it. Okay, that makes more sense.
I can't keep too many screens open.
I got two different. I have two different computers running at the same time, so that's why if you see me look off to the right, that's because I'm reading the big chat.
Paul, he says, when I had babies, I would feed them, knit or crochet and hand sew. Not that coordinated now. It's amazing what you can do out of necessity, and then once you don't have it to be necessary anymore, you learn. And then
sure.
Andy says, weaving intrigues me, but with a long arm, I think my hubby would throw a fit if I got more than a 12-inch loom. Relatable.
Yeah, I could see that happening.
Because didn't you take over like a whole room, Andy?
I mean, I have. This used to be a dining room. I don't think we'll ever eat a formal dining thing again.
Oh, nice. Those are coming along.
They are. Let me just make sure. I've got an idea. I think I've used this. Oh no, hang on. I just sort of put the extra carrot here. No, it's that carrot. Where do I have a carrot?
I am gonna butcher your name, but your name looks so beautiful. Good morning, Persida.
Yep, Persida's correct. Yes, she's one of my buddies from up there in the Toronto area.
Oh, it's a love. I've never heard that name.
Me either, but yeah, Persida and I, we chat back and forth, fairly regularly. Yeah, she's a wonderful lady. She's also part of our quilt guild.
Oh.
Yeah, nice. So if you come to the guild tomorrow night, you might get to meet Persida.
Oh, is it tomorrow night? I think I might actually be able to do tomorrow night.
Yeah, it is tomorrow night because it's the third Sunday of each month, and I saw that the other day. Yeah, 2, 9, 16. Yeah, so guild's tomorrow night. If anyone's interested, it's an online guild, so you can kind of join from anywhere. And it's free, and we're very low key, and we just hang out. We do a lot of show and tell because you all get to see what I do each week, but I don't always get to see what everybody else gets up to. So I enjoy the show and tell immensely. And then we do all sorts of fun stuff. And I was meant to do something with the block swap, and I'm a slacker. Whoops. Okay, I'll get that done today. Glad we talked about the quilt guild, because otherwise I'd be in trouble. I probably already am, but that's okay. Okay, so yeah, but yeah, if you yeah, definitely join us tomorrow night if you want. It's at 8 p.m. Eastern. Meetings are only like 30, 45 minutes. They're not super long, so we're not going to keep you there for hours and hours. We do some fun events as well. Like we did a quilt show last year, which was super, super fun. We'll do that again in the fall. We're doing a bluff swap right now, and then we'll do a quilt challenge in the springtime. So we've got some fun events. We're just like a little guild that just kind of gets together. We're not super formal or anything else like that, and it's free of charge. I don't want to deal with money. I don't want to collect dues from anybody. I don't want to deal with having to do any of that mess there. So just show up. It's on Discord. You just come to our Discord server, and we just meet and do it that way there. We just try to make it easy. We were meeting on Zoom, but that was a paid thing. I had, and that was a lot of money that I used to use it for the lives, but I don't anymore. So it was kind of like, if we can do it for free, why pay for it? So
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, we
Yeah,
go.
that is
But yeah,
through Discord. Do you have a link to your Discord in like your description or anything?
I can throw it in the chat real quick. Yeah, it's usually in the description of each of my videos. But
and if you're new to Discord, it might seem a little clunky to begin with, but once you get in there and get it downloaded and join, it's very simple to use. If you ever used the AOL chat rooms or anything,
it feels very, very much
you'll
like
be
that.
fine. So
yeah, and if you run into issues, just reach out. We'll help you out. But yeah, basically, once you get to Discord, you'll see like a bunch of little channel like threads. You'll see like, show and tell and quilt guild and that sort of thing. There underneath, it'll say like voice rooms, and that's where you go. And you'll see a bunch of people in there at that point once the meeting's on. But yeah, if you run into issues, just let us know, and we'll try and get you sorted out. I've had people reach out in the past saying they had trouble getting in, and I've kind of got them along, and they've been able to get in successly. So there we go.
have been using Discord forever because I do a little video gaming, a woman of many hobbies. And so
Yes.
Discord's really a lot of gaming communities use Discord. So
yeah,
I love seeing quilters coming into Discord.
Well, the reason I picked Discord was I saw like one of the big knitting communities my wife was part of. They use Discord for her this person's channel, and it was like a huge community. And I'm like, oh, that's really cool. And they had the voice rooms and that sort of thing now. And the other thing I liked about it a lot was that there's no ads on it. Like you go on the Facebook and that sort of thing there, and there's like, well, everyone's yelling and screaming at each other about politics to start off with, which I just cannot stand. And then there's a lot of ads. And so I was like, okay, well, Discord hasn't got any of this mess. So we'll try this out. It works for the knitting community. I can see it working for the quilting community as well. So that's kind of where that inspiration came from.
So for everyone who's having a little trouble with Discord, how I like to think about it is Discord's like a let's see, it's just like an app, like, right? And it's like Facebook. And then Sean's Discord is like a group in Discord. You can't go into Discord and look for Sean's group. You have to find Sean's link. So you download Discord, you set up your profile. That's like your Facebook profile. Then you have to go find Sean's link, get invited to his Discord or whoever, because like Mona has one. There's a bunch of people that have them. And you have to get invited to their specific Discord. And then once you're in there, it's kind of like being in a Facebook group. But unlike Facebook, you can't go searching for it. You have to find the link. You'll never find it within Discord. So go download Discord, get it on your phone, and then go find Sean's link, join his Discord. It'll pop up, and then you'll be able to click on Sean. So if you're downloading Discord and being like, I can't find Sean, it's because you have to join Discord and then go find the group. 2-step process. But I'm
going to put you in charge of creating a tutorial. I think you do a wonderful job. That's something that, and you can also, Rita brings up a good point. You go on she said she goes on a computer, not the phone. You can do it either way. I use both. I use the phone for most things, just checking like messages and that. But if I have to do anything, significant, I'll go on the computer and do it as well. So
correct, Katie. It does not look or act like Facebook, but I'm just trying to draw a comparison saying you have to join Discord and then join the group.
Yeah. And it's not for everybody. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say it's the greatest thing on earth or anything else like that. Like some people prefer Facebook, and that's all well and good. Like you do whatever works.
Oh yeah, Andy's got a Discord too.
Yeah, she does, and Andy for anyone that's a content creator, reach out to Andy. She has this wonderful group for content creators where we all kind of encourage each other and ask questions. Because when you start your own channel, you have 12,012 questions, and you don't know who to ask them to. So reach out. If that's you, get in contact with Andy over at True Blue Quilts, or contact me. I'll get you in touch with her because I'm part of that group, and do it that way. So, and that's a great place for, we've had some new people come in and ask questions, and we've all offered our opinions and helped them out a little bit. So definitely there.
So, Katie, if you're using it through your browser, I would recommend downloading the app if you're comfortable doing that. I find that to be a little more friendly. It is not, Discord was, designed for gamers and people who are, a little more involved in technology. So it's not, it's a little more challenging. It's not set to be completely, but it is, once you get it, it's easy. But I can see how using it through a browser would be challenging. And Andrea is asking, how easy is it for someone who cannot hear? So most things in Discord are text based. You can join chat rooms, like actual chat rooms, but there's a lot of typing. It's like a message board, a lot of it. So there are a lot of aspects of Discord you could enjoy, but maybe the guild meetings, probably, I don't think there's like closed captions or anything. So
I don't think
video chats,
that'd be the one downside to that there, Andrea, is I don't know that the guild section will work for you, but
lots of other stuff would. You still could get a lot of benefit out of the conversations in Discord and stuff.
Yeah, and I like the thing I like about Discord, same thing that, for the folks that have Facebook groups, same thing with Discord for me. I just like being able to see what everybody works on. It's one of the reasons I created it, just so that way it's a place for everyone to come together and just show what you're up to and talk and that sort of thing there. Rita says she doesn't have any issues with the browser. Yeah, I just log, like on the computer, I just log on to discord.com. I don't have the app for that. I have the app on the phone. But on the computer, I just go to Discord and just log in.
I have it downloaded on my computer.
I just didn't. It worked okay without it, so I didn't see the sense. And for the phone, yes. Like I think it'd be very clunky to try and do that on a small screen without the app. But with the computer, just the browser by itself seems to work just fine and dandy. So you can just go to this, and the link to the Discord
is if Discord doesn't work out for you, there's like 1,800 other places that you can connect with everybody. So you got to pick and choose your platform.
Yeah, if you can't get on the mine, it doesn't work for you, you don't like it, go to Tasha's group or anybody else's group. There's plenty of, like you said, there's plenty of other places to hang out with, but we'd love it if you come over and say hi. So there we go. Mona has a really good Discord. And I'm glad to see another one successful. For a while, it was really hard to get any of them going. But it's good to see it. Mona's got hers going really well. Mine seems to be doing okay as well, which is good. So, and it's good to see Miss Mona here as well. So it's an option there for you. You don't have to use it, but if you do want to, I find a lot of benefit in there. And I just like the voice rooms as well. So that way, if you want to hang out and chat with somebody, you can. It's free of charge, and I don't have to be there to open it and close it. It's open 24/7. So a lot of nice things there as well. So. And Mona probably has similar things on hers. So, okay.
And I'll just take one moment to self-promo. If you're not subscribed to my channel, I'm getting close to 1,300 subs, so would love to see it.
Nice.
If you think you like me, come hang out with me.
Well, they're hanging out here with you today, so they must like something. I don't think they're all here for me. So.
I
All
think
right,
they are.
I'm sure some of them are, and I love each and every person that comes and hangs out with me for a little bit.
Andrea,
Okay,
I'm gonna look and see if there's anything in Discord about closed captions. I'm sorry that you're having such a hard time joining in on Zooms and stuff. That's really frustrating.
it is, and I didn't realize that was was an issue. Yes, Andrea is the reason I started making sure closed captions were on each week because I didn't even think I thought it was done automatically on these lives, but you actually have to turn it on.
So I heard you say that one time when I was just watching. And so I had never thought about that, but I heard you say, oh crap, I forgot to turn them on to her one day. And so I now I made myself a little checklist just in case Andrea or anybody else shows up into mine. But you're right. It is difficult you have to change like latency and then the thing. And I was like, oh my God, I feel like a programmer, but I figured it all out. And
it's 2 steps. Once you do it once or
is.
twice, it's just like I have a checklist. I go on there, change the latency, turn the closed captions on, and that way it's always on. But again, if Andrea hadn't have stepped up and said, hey, look, what happened to the closed captions? I wouldn't have I thought it was done automatically. I had no idea. So I'm so glad that she reached out and said, hey, can you fix this for me? Because if it's something I can fix, well, like Rita this morning when her channel wasn't coming up, like if I don't know these problems exist, I can't fix them.
Right.
So yeah, I'm glad that you all reached, that you're all comfortable enough to say, hey, Sean, can you do this for me? Let's see.
Thanks, everybody. See some people hyping me up in the chat. Thank you, guys.
Right. I'm sorry to hear that. Andrea says she has mental health issues stemming from the frustration of not being able to get a join on Zooms and stuff. I get confused and end up in tears. Reach out to me, Andrea, and let me know specifically what the issues you have trying to get connected, and maybe it's something we can try and help you with. But it's kind of hard for me to diagnose it here without more information. But if we know where the root cause is, it may be a simple fix.
Yeah, trying to find a way to get some captions turned on is going to be key.
Right.
In these different platforms.
Yeah, as I said, I don't know.
It's hard, like trying to be inclusive when you've never struggled with those things because you can't put yourself in people's situations. So yeah, it's great that Andrea feels good stepping up because otherwise, how would you ever know how to try to be more inclusive?
Trying to remember what it's called. This is what Rita's telling us, but you can put on the speech and converting into text that works on Discord. Okay, that's awesome. I was thinking the other option we had too is if she wanted to come to the guild meeting tomorrow night, there is a chat function in Discord, and myself or somebody else could happily just type in what's going on. Like with the guild meeting, it's very much here's our show. Most of it's show and tell. Like we come on, we say good evening, everybody, ask how we're all doing and everything else, and then we go one by one, we do a show and tell. So there we go. Yeah, so we can work something. I'm sure we can work something out. I can put stuff in the chat text so that way Andrea can keep up with us if need be, or if this thing that Rita's talking about ends up working too. That would be awesome. So yeah, that's something I'm going to have to research as well, because I'm very, very interested in getting that. If that can work, I'd like to see that in place, because I don't want that to be the reason someone that would want to come is not able to come. All right, what letter are you? Oh, okay, I'll need you in a minute. Where's M?
Machine is giving up on me this morning. This is the only thing is like I didn't use a leader and I was like, oh, it'll be fine. And then my machine gets unthreaded and it gets all wonky.
I've been lucky. I don't use a lot of leaders because I don't seem that I need them usually.
I've always needed them, every machine.
Oh. The one I struggle the most without leaders would be boutiques. With boutiques, I find it's you're rolling the dice to see if you need them or not.
I think it's because I'm like starting on the diagonal.
Oh, that could be it. We're making good progress on this carrot. I'll be done with this fairly soon. That would be nice. In Zooms, it's everyone is talking at once, and I cannot figure out who's talking and if they're talking to me. I prefer texting, so Discord will work for me. I'll give it a try. Awesome, Andrea. And that might be something else too in a Zoom. Like if you let everybody know that you are hearing impaired, they may be able to focus more on like one person talking at once as well. You know, like I even though like my hearing is, well, the last time it was tested, which was about 10 years ago, was just fine and dandy. But I find if there's a lot of people talking at once, it throws me off as well. So I totally get that. And I just couldn't imagine how hard that would be if I had hearing impairment. So yeah, with our guild, we really do try hard, at least in my opinion, and Andy can tell me if I'm wrong, or Janice, they're both members. We try and keep it to only where one person's talking at once, which is nice. All right. Andy says she has trouble to she uses the automatic cutter. Okay. I don't have an automatic cutter. Mine's all manual, which is just fine and dandy for me.
I'm going to start over and see what happens here.
One of the ones I use is called like. Are these like add-ons? Are these like add-on apps that you're talking about, Andrea? Well, not Andrea. Rita, I'll get your names right in a minute. I'm terrible. I'm terrible of names, but I've actually found here in the quilting community, I'm actually much better at remembering people's names than I am in real life. So that's a blessing. Donna says here, I got stuck in the chat area of Discord when I was looking through it. I don't have a microphone, and someone kept saying I needed to talk and was laughing. I never went back, couldn't find the exit either.
Getting out of a voice chat, even me, that gets me sometimes. So
I find the best thing to do is close the browser window and just get back into Discord again. Because I have trouble.
The one thing I agree.
Yeah, and I'm pretty tech savvy, so
me too.
I think there's a leave button, but it's kind of hidden. I don't. It's kind of like a casino. I don't think they want you to leave. So yeah, that's my advice to you. When it's time to leave the voice chat, just close the window and just go back in a different way. You know, it's just save yourself some heartache. That'll be my advice to you. Good morning, Miss Chloe. She is also one of our 12-month members. Well, I think we told you that earlier, didn't we? Good morning. My German is horrible, and my German exchange student's going to probably yell at me, although she's still asleep, so I'm safe. House of Stitches. It's good to see you. Judy is here. Good morning to you as well. I hope I didn't miss anybody. I probably did. Yeah, so there is two different sections of Discord. There's a voice section, which is usually down the very bottom, and then the text sections are all up near the top. My advice is if you're interested, go just down, get the link, get into its server, and just point and click and do stuff. You can't blow it up. You can't destroy it. You don't have the power to delete, the whole thing and that sort of thing. Now, you're not going to do anything bad. Just go around, play with it, click on some button. That's how I learn. I click and see, oh, what's this do? And sometimes I find stuff that's really fun. So Mona says all you do is click on the red phone to get out of voice. I have trouble finding that thing sometimes. So yeah, I just close the window. I just find it, whatever works for you. If you can find the red button, that's great. If not, just close it. It does the same thing. So there's always 5 different ways of doing everything, right? I really like these carrots.
Oh, they're coming out so nice.
And this background is great. There's enough contrast with the dark green. I was a bit worried about that at the beginning, but that seems to be working okay. All
right. I think my machine, it's so weird. The top stitch on this one is so strange, but I think I got it working again.
Donna says that if it's your first time ever going into any social media, it can be difficult. True. That clicking gets me in trouble every time. Here, you're okay. I mean, you're not going to delete your hard drive or anything bad like that. So, yeah, I can confidently tell you that if you click on some stuff in Discord, it's not going to do anything catastrophic. And you might learn something. But there you go. So that's our little plug today for Discord.
I'm really going to try to join tomorrow.
Yeah, we'd like to have you again, if you can make it.
Actually, it'll be my first time.
Sorry?
I don't think I've been to one yet.
I thought you did. Well, maybe I imagined it.
Yeah.
Mona says she loves the quilt behind you.
Oh, thank you.
That's one of your own designs, right?
It is. It's my Pinnacle Pop. It's the first quilt I ever designed for myself, and I actually wrote a quilt pattern for it. Thank you. I love it. I've been meaning to finish that one for like months, but we'll get there. It's just stuck on my design wall right now. It's just the top.
That's the pattern you have for sale, correct?
Yes. Yep.
And that's the Pinnacle Pop?
Pinnacle Pop.
Okay, I'm looking at it on your website right now. I'm just going to go ahead and throw a link into the description. Not the description, the what's it called? The chat. I'll get it right in a minute.
And
that way, if anyone's interested. Well, if you can't find it, go to Tasha. If you type in Tasha Quilts on Google, her website will come up, and it's right there at the front. You'll see it pretty quickly. So if you're watching the replay, you can just do it that way as well, which is nice. Mona says she thinks it's easier than Facebook. The bonus is no annoying ads and spam. That's the thing I love about Discord is there's no ads, there's no spam. It's just all quilty goodness. And that was kind of the really the main thing that drew me to it. I was like, okay, yeah, we got to have some challenges, trying to get people to try something new, especially for folks that aren't super tech savvy. But I was like, I think the overall benefit outweighs the little bit of struggle that's, some of us are going to have with it. So,
Rita, that literally just.
Oh, don't tell me I did this wrong. Oh, you.
I have already used my seam ripper once this morning too. Rita says, reminds me of when I had a computer shop. A customer brought in a computer, said it no longer worked. I asked what he did. He deleted Windows because he said he did not need it anymore. That's a good one.
All right. So my very good friend out there. So yeah, there we go. So that's it. What do you have? It's almost time to go home. It's this hour and a half has flown by so quickly.
I know. I'm going to go.
Do you have anything fun coming up on your channel soon?
So hopefully, I haven't, as I was whining about earlier this morning. I haven't had a lot of sew time, but I have most of next week off, so I'm hoping to finish 2 videos that I have started, and I do go live Thursdays at 9. Yeah, so hopefully I'll have a couple more videos. I'm working on some secret sewing of a quilt I can't show, but I'm making a video while I do it. So once that's gifted in the beginning of March, I'll have a video on that. Yeah, so just sharing whatever. I think I'm going to do an unboxing of my mystery quilt whenever I get it. Just showing you whatever I'm working on.
Yeah, Donna says here how to use Discord video would be good. Yes, that has been on my to-do list for way too long. I actually had to sit there and find it'll take me a couple of hours, I think, to record it, edit it, and get it up. I just have to sit there and actually find the time to do that. But that is on my list to do at some point in the near future. So yeah, stay tuned for that and that sort of thing there. Maybe Mona will get into it. If she gets one, we'll promote us.
Jenny says, Mona does great how-to videos. So Mona, I have to tell you, I Googled, because you know how you all do like selfie or whatever to do the Nightbot thing. So I just Googled. I didn't do anything special like to find a quilter, but I just Googled how to do the selfie function, or I don't know what words I used. And do you know that your video popped up out of all the videos on the internet of how to set up that Nightbot command? And I was like, wow, nice. I'm getting advice on a streaming Nightbot command from a quilter right now. And it worked. So
that's fun.
Thank you, Mona.
Yeah, I have the self. I have it in an email somewhere, but I like doing it the way I have it. You know, it's
Yeah.
personal preference.
Yeah, for sure.
So, uh, Fallon says her mom used to work at Comcast and have people call to say the cable wasn't working. She would troubleshoot and finally find out the power was out for some reason. Yeah, that's funny.
Oh, if you got there, Andrea, yeah, I'm Sean might have to give you some permissions or
Oh
something.
yeah, okay, that's fine.
He'll
Yeah, I had some restrictions in place in case we had spammers coming because I didn't know how likely that would be. And
that's
so, yeah, I do need to give you permission for that. So that's fine. If you don't see that change, you should see your name change to, I think, a group. Actually, you'll be a content. I'll put you in as a content creator. So you should see your name change to green or red. And once that happens, you'll be all good to go. But I'll try and do that as soon as the live ends so I don't forget. As well. Oh, that's awesome. Chloe says her husband got me Tim Tams for Valentine's Day. They are an Australian chocolate coated cookie. They are fantastic. If you ever get a chance to try them, you need to. Everyone here in the US that's tried Tim Tams has fallen in love with it. It's not like Vegemite, whole different story. Okay, Paula says I must live under a rock. What is Discord? Discord is a social media platform. It's similar to Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all the other stuff those kids use that I don't know that exists. Snapchat, I guess. But it's more like a text-based program, like kind of like the old AOL chat room type days. And it's something that I have as a social media place for other quilters to come in and show pictures of what they've worked on and other sort of thing. Then we also have our guild meetings there once a month on a Sunday evening at 8 o'clock, which will be tomorrow night. Good morning, Miss Dawn. It's good to see you. She said Target had Tim Tams. Okay, I'll be going down to Target later and checking that out because they used to have them, but they got rid of them a few years ago when they changed the importer. But if Target has Tim Tams again, then I'm going to be a very, very happy camper. That is awesome. Okay, so if you haven't checked out Dawn's channel, she has a lot of fun stuff as well. She does her own long arming. She has done she does a lot of fun tutorials and that sort of thing there as well. So definitely go check her stuff out. And I think she broke her foot recently, so she had a lot of content out lately. So if you can, to go over and watch some of her videos, it would really, really help her out as well. Good morning, Miss Laurie. It's good to see you as well. Keep missing the time for the guild meeting. It's 8 p.m. Eastern on Sunday. So tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern is when the guild will be. I'll announce it on the podcast again tomorrow. So that way, if you have amnesia between now and then, which I always do, you'll still remember. So there you go. And I actually have one or two people that say, please text me at like 6 p.m. to remind me. I don't want a long list, but I'll do it for a few if we need to. So there we go. Okay, let's see. Andrea says she also has a new quilt pattern. I need a name for her. I have a post on my channel for name suggestions. Reach out to Donnell too. She's really good with names for stuff. When I was doing my 12 days of stitches, I reached out. She kept giving me really good names. So I just went to her and said, hey, give me a name for this. So there you go. Okay, so you have some fun stuff coming up. Go check out Tasha's channel if you haven't already done so, because she'll have some more fun stuff hopefully coming up in the near future since she has a week off, which I'm jealous about. I'll be back tomorrow morning for my podcast. That's what I'm going to do tomorrow. And if you want more quilty goodness today, you can go check out my friend Donnell at 10 a.m. She is always a lot of fun. Yes, I can put the Discord back in again, no problem. At 11, you can go visit my mate Russ, 11 Seeds of Russ. Mum and Pop Quilt Shop should be on at 1. And let's see, Katie is at 4 and Steph at 5. And then tomorrow afternoon at 4, it should be Walter and Stephen. Is it Stephen? I think that's it, yeah. Okay, so yeah, lots of quilty goodness. You can go check all that stuff out. And then tomorrow night at 10 p.m., good gravy. I don't know why I sign myself up for this sort of stuff. I will be live over at Tammy's channel, the Siberian Wind, where we are going to be working on the Fab Farm, which is the not the Alice in Wonderland, Elizabeth Hartman, I'll get the name right in a minute. Good gravy. We'll be working on the second block of this, which will be, I think it's the goat.
Did you say
I'll have to go
tomorrow at 10?
tomorrow at 10, yeah. I like to punish myself by going late, super late. I was
Okay.
live with Cotton Cuts at 8 p.m. on Thursday, and that was a hot mess. I was fading fast because I'd already been at work all day. I took a 20-minute nap.
It looks like Deb,
as
the
well.
Pug Mama, is going to be on at 2 Central Standard Time.
Okay.
And
So
Katie
that's
tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern.
yeah. So you got Katie today at 4, and then today and tomorrow for Katie. So yeah, lots of good stuff. There is also a list to all the lives, the regular lives. If someone does an extra one or something like that, it won't be on that list, but that is also available as well. So there you go. I think Andrea's currently working on getting a name that she's posted on her website. Go over and check that out as well, Chloe. I think she's looking for name suggestions right now. So there you go. Mona's going to be over on Deb's channel. Okay, I'll try and pop into as many of these lives as I can today. We'll have to see how time goes. But apparently I'm going to Target later to go look for Tim Tams. I can go to Wegmans.
And I'm going couch shopping, so.
Where are you going?
Couch shopping.
Oh, geez. I'm glad that
Our
you
12-year-old couches said, enough kids and dogs have beat me down. I'm giving up on life.
That's sad. I'm glad that's you and not me. I don't like furniture shopping, but you got to do it sometimes. So yeah, lots of good fun stuff going on. As I said, I might be going to Target later to go see what they have down there. I can go to Wegmans, but they're almost $7 a package there, so I haven't bought it yet. But I might have to. Anyway, we better run. It's after 9:30. Thank you all so much for joining us this morning. It's always a pleasure having each and every one of you join me. I just think it's amazing that so many people come out and hang with us each and every week, listen to me ramble and that sort of thing there. But thank you all so much for hanging out. I hope you'll have a great day. Stay warm if you're in the Northern Hemisphere. Stay cool if you're in the Southern Hemisphere because it's really warm down there apparently. All have a great weekend, and I'll see you all tomorrow morning on my podcast for whichever was it, episode 163. I can't remember. Anyway, check out all the cruelty goodness I've been up to, and tomorrow night, and all that good stuff there. Hope you all have a great day. We'll see you soon. Bye. Happy selling.